Hello, Potato, and welcome to Weekend Magic for March the 4th, 2023. Yep, we are into another new month already. So, of course, the big thing this week was that they released a teaser trailer for the new Haunted Mansion movie. Now, not the Haunted Mansion, just Disney's Haunted Mansion. I guess to separate it from that less than stellar film from, how was it, 16, 17 years ago now? A while ago. That movie came out a while ago, a disturbingly long amount of time ago, actually. And about the only thing I can say about it that is good is that I did like the soundtrack. I think I've said that before. Otherwise, that whole movie is not forgettable, but I would like to forget it. Actually, I probably will watch it again before going to see the new movie, or at least before seeing the movie when it shows up on Disney+. Let's be honest, we probably won't see it in theaters, but I will probably watch the old Eddie Murphy one before watching the new one. But I do like, I'm not going to go into detail on the trailer. Other people have done that much better than I would, but I will say I saw that trailer and I was not angry at it. I liked that we could recognize specific things from the mansion in the trailer. I liked one, that it was the proper, real, original Anaheim mansion. I liked that you could identify specifically the stretching room as the chamber with no windows and no doors. I liked that we got to see Hatbox, Constance, Victor. I liked that we got to see the ghost host in there. I am cautiously optimistic about this movie, and I like that it looks like they're leaning more into the horror this time and less into the comedy. I mean, it's still going to be comedic. You have a lot of comic actors in there, and horror and comedy are generally pretty close categories anyways. But it looks like we're going to get a good horror comedy Haunted Mansion movie that's not going to shy away. It's going to have a lot of CG, but it's not going to shy away from the more scary aspects of the Haunted Mansion. So, yeah, I am cautiously optimistic after having seen that trailer. Now, unfortunately, I don't have any Haunted Mansion stuff to look at this week. It'd be nice to have had some new Haunted Mansion merch to tie into that. But I'm hoping that we'll get to see some new merch as we get closer to the film's release this summer. I would love to see, Pirates of the Caribbean at Lego kits. I would love to see some Haunted Mansion movie Lego kits come out. I'm not holding my breath, but I'd love to see them. Action figures would be good too, especially like nice action figures, like the Super 7 Ultimates kind of action figures, not like some of the stuff they've put out in the past. But we are going to look at this week is, we're now fully into the Disney 100 year celebration. Last week, of course, we looked at the first part of the Disney Decades collection, or at least the parts of it that we bought. And so that's kind of our first foray into Disney 100. And this week I figured we would go deeper into Disney 100 and look at the few Disney 100 things we have picked up thus far. This is part one of God only knows how many parts this will actually be before the 100th is over. I'm sure this won't be the last part, though. I mean, and that's even excluding decades. I'm sure we will buy other stuff. If nothing else, there are some Lego kits coming out in May for the Disney 100. They've already released one, but they're releasing, of course, the new series of minifigures, and they're releasing a cute little train parade thing, which I'm probably going to get mostly because it has minifigures of like Peter Pan and I think Pocahontas in it. And they're releasing what appears to be a very scaled down version of the Up House that originally had appeared as a Lego Ideas kit, but I don't think they're going to be selling it as Lego Ideas. I think it's just going to be sold as Disney. The original one, as appeared on Lego Ideas, was the house looks about the same, but it had like a ton of balloons on it, and I feel like the balloons alone would have doubled the price of the kit, so maybe a good idea that they have cut back on the balloons. Also, if I thought putting the chain together for the drop ride for my Halloween display was tedious. Putting together like 200 little balloons would probably give that a run for its money. But we've so far been pretty good about acquiring Disney 100 stuff. We haven't bought a lot of stuff, but we have picked up a few things, and from varying places. Only a couple things are actually from Shop Disney. So let's start looking through them. And again, this is part one of who knows how many, but let's look and see what we've acquired so far. So starting out with a couple items we bought at Target. Of course, I do love me some collectible figurines, vinyl figures, and we saw in the Disney store section of our local Target, they had these little vinyl Mickey and Minnie. They're kind of oddly, they're sort of articulated, like in the shoulders and the head, but I mean, they're kind of weird. Like, it would be nice if the hand here had twisted, because otherwise that just looks weird. That looks okay. Or maybe even, I don't know, that both hands up. I wish the hands rotated. But they're all done up in silver. They're in that kind of a more modern Mickey and Minnie style, which to me, Minnie just looks, I don't know, vaguely disturbing. I think it's the eyelashes that make this version of Minnie just look kind of disturbing for me in a way that Mickey doesn't. Now you may notice that Mickey's tag's a little wanged up there, and Minnie's is a little bit nicer, and that's because they only had the one Mickey left when we bought it. So it was him or nothing. He's also got like a little, I don't know if it's a scratch or a little flaw in his hand there, but I mean, you can always put the hand down and then you can't see it. And again, he also, if you put his hands down, looks a little weird, but if you do them like this and you put them kind of, either next to each other or with something in between them, I think they look okay. Now Target had back in 2018, when we did the Mickey 90th anniversary stuff, had some actually, I think, a little bit nicer vinyl figurines. I don't think I was doing videos yet then, so there's not a video about them. But there was a normal Mickey, like, red pants, no shirt Mickey. There was a band leader Mickey, and there was a Steamboat Willie Mickey. And we have all three of those. And I think they're one a little bit bigger than these, and two a little bit nicer than these. But these are still pretty nice. And again, I do love me my vinyl figurines. So yeah, we picked them up because how could I not? And speaking of vinyl figurines, naturally there are going to be probably a gazillion Funko Pops released as part of Disney 100. Now, we've been pretty good these last 2 months about not buying a bunch of Pops. Didn't even buy any at the anime convention. But I did buy this one. I saw this one. I had to pick up this one. And that is Walter Elias Disney himself withdrawing. It's the Steamboat Willie Mickey he is holding there. Now, it looks like this is going to be a series of Funko Pops of Mickey, because I've also seen another one come out that is like a sepia tone Walt with little plush Dumbo and Timothy's. But yeah, this is black and white Walt. I'm guessing we're probably going to get like a whole series of them. It's part of the Pop Icons line. It's figure number 74. And I think we're going to probably get a whole bunch of them, like kind of leading up from black and white here to unfortunately his passing, with different characters for each one. Yeah, they don't show any others on the back. Here's have a nice little picture of Walt with an actual drawing of Steamboat Willie, but no pictures of the other Walts. I'm wondering if there will be, like there was for the Mickey Through the Ages and the Minnie Through the Ages, if we'll get like a stand version, like maybe from Amazon or something, because they're the ones that did the one for Mickey and Minnie. A stand version of like all the Walts on like one particular base. Because the Mickeys and Minnies that were like drawing each other were released as individual Pops, but they were released after the fact. The complete version, the like version on a single base, was released as an Amazon exclusive first. I haven't seen any pre-order for that for these, and I kind of only intended just to buy this one, but the more looking at this one, I kind of want that sepia-toned Walt as well. Also, it's just one of the few, it's growing. We have more than we used to, but it's one of the few Funko Pops of a real person that we have. And we picked him up at, I don't know if it was Hot Topic or Box Lunch. It was one of those two. Whichever one has a tag like that. I think it may have been Box Lunch. And he was $12.90. I know both Box Lunch and Hot Topic have the sepia tone Walt. That again, I think we probably will go back and get if it's still available. I mean, if it's sold out, it's sold out. But if it's available, I do feel like I am probably going to end up getting sepia toned Walt, and we'll see him in a future Disney 100 merch part 2 of who knows how many. So now we did buy some stuff from Shop Disney, but we're not quite to that yet. Next, of course, we're with my one of my favorite things, aside from Disney and Haunted Mansion. It's, of course, Lego. And we did buy the Lego Brickheads Disney 100 set. They're releasing a bunch of Disney Brickheads, well, currently and in the future. But this is kit 40622, the Disney 100 Celebration. It's 501 pieces. Now, I don't normally go for Brickheads. I think, honestly, not counting this set, I think I only have 2 Brickheads. I have a Maneki Neko, because it's a Maneki Neko, and I think for 4th of July a couple years ago, I did do the Statue of Liberty Brickheads. Sadly, I seem to have missed out on the big Lego Statue of Liberty, which would have made another good 4th of July thing, but that does seem to have been discontinued. Oh well. But this comes with 4 Brickheads. Number 189, Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, which is kind of the thing that pushed me over the edge to getting it. Is I do kind of like Oswald. We haven't seen a lot of Oswald merch over the years, although they did release a bunch on Shop Disney. Didn't buy any of it, but they did release a bunch of it. And there's going to be one in that Lego minifigure set. We have number 190, Mickey, which appears to be clearly the Steamboat Willie version of Mickey. Number 191, Snow White, and number 192, Tinkerbell. And I don't know, I haven't decided if I'm going to actually put these together. On the back is very similar to the front, not much to look at there. I don't know if I'm going to put these together or just leave them in the box as like maybe something to just hold on to in the future. Because again, I don't normally do Brickheads. I don't think they're particularly fun to put together. And I think they're just Lego's version of Funko Pop. So I don't have a very high opinion of them in general. But I felt like this is one that was at least worth getting to have, even if I don't ever put it together. It is a bit of the Disney 100 history. And if nothing else, down the road, it probably will sell for quite a bit more money. It'll probably be the thing that we pick up for Disney 100 that I'll appreciate the most in the future. So yeah, I don't know if I'm put together or not, but we do have it if I change my mind and decide to do so. All right, from here on out, it is all Shop Disney stuff. All 2 things left are Shop Disney. We have a little thing and we have a large thing. Let's start with the little thing. All right, it's not like that little. It's not the littlest thing. Well, it probably is the littlest thing here once we take it out of the box. But as you can probably guess from the box, it is an ornament. Yes, they've well, Shop Disney's not doing that thing they did last year where they just kept pimping ornaments all like summer long because you know, supply chain issues over the year. They didn't have everything that they would have liked to have had for Christmas time at Christmas time. So they were getting Christmas ornaments like released through the first half of last year. And they were doing things like, you know, well, here's an ornament to buy your teacher for Teacher's Day, and here's a good ornament for Mother's Day and Father's Day, and it was a little ridiculous. But I mean, they were getting the stuff late and had to do. This year, it does seem like we're getting stuff released specifically at times, even though it's not Christmas time. Things that are released for particular times, like this week, they released a bunch of Orange Bird stuff for the Disney World Garden Festival. Fruits and Gardens. I don't know. They released a bunch of Orange Bird stuff. Like they released a new Orange Bird ornament, which is pretty cute. But we don't generally do Orange Bird stuff because we've never been to Florida and probably never will be. Not unless this channel really takes off and I get a good healthy Patreon going, which doesn't seem likely. But yeah, we did pick up one Disney 100. I don't know if it's meant to be Disney 100 or not, but it is certainly appropriate for Disney 100. I think it is. I think the tag does say 100 on it. But as the ornaments do now, it comes in the little egg crate with this, I still think, very interesting elastic. And it says, yeah, it is Disney 100 branded. So it is not inappropriate to do in this video. I kind of thought it was. Not that I thought it was inappropriate, I thought it was Disney 100. And that is this lovely little television set. It's got the little Disney 100 little bangle, where they usually have the little wooden style thing there for the anniversary release ornaments. This one has a sort of a plastic see-through one. And it's a lovely little, nicely detailed television set, right down to the little places in the back to attach the antenna or speakers. Or this TV is older than I have ever encountered, but it is also a light up and sound one. Pull the little tab out, and this does for the Disneyland TV show, the original one, which apparently I guess was on Channel 7. I don't know, but here, let's fire it up and give it a listen and get a copyright flag. Now this does actually go on for quite a while, so I am gonna stop it here because it's gonna get flagged for the copyright, just like last week's Steamboat Willie thing did. But it's very cute. It's nicely detailed. The flicker is nice, but it goes on for quite a while, so that's pretty cool. Is it gonna be on the Christmas tree? No, probably not. But it is. I think they released a few Disney 100 ornaments. This was, I think, the best one so far. But yeah, that's it's nice, and it's a real piece of Disney, Disney history as far as the content of it. Certainly older than I am. Certainly not anything that I've ever seen with my own eyes on television. But yeah, it's just a nice little ornament. And like I said, we're not buying a ton of stuff so far. So it's the only ornament we've picked up so far. Now, we have one more thing, and that's the big thing. Now, this was released at the same time as Disney Decades, but it's not technically speaking a Disney Decades item. I thought at first it was going to be, but upon closer examination after ordering it, because I didn't even know it was coming out, and when you're ordering these things at 7 a.m. at the release time, you don't take a whole lot of time to look at them because things get sold out of your bag. So ordered this, and yeah, I don't think it's Disney. It's Disney 100 definitely, but I don't think it's actually technically Decades, but we're going to use it for Decades. And that is this very large, very slender box. If I can get it open. I think it's reasonably well packed. I say reasonably well, but it is. Oh, there we go. The Disney 100 pin board. Yeah, we've got two different sides to put pins on it. See, this pin board, just in case you didn't realize. And yeah, let's go ahead and open it. We're gonna use this, so we might as well open it up. And this will be the receptacle for all of our Disney 100 pins. Now, one criticism I do have of this is that the way, it's double-sided, it's freestanding, so wherever you're going to do with it, it's going to have to go on a shelf or a table. It's going to have a footprint to it. They've made it so it is not wall mountable. Now, kind of cool is it is double-sided, so you have places to put pins, and I guess, you can put maybe wider pins on this side. It does say Disney 100 on each side. Or maybe put the pins you like the most on one side. This side has more real estate to it. Or maybe just put the best of the best over here. Or maybe just make this all Decades and the other side everything else. It is made out of, feels like plastic coated wood, probably like press board or something, fiberboard. Cork surface, does it say on the bottom? Does it say anything on the bottom? It just says it's made in China. Oh, it does say authentic 2023 Disney pins. So that's good. It's good to know it's authentic. Now, you may notice we didn't look at any pins in this video, and that's because we haven't actually bought any yet. We've been good on that front. But we do have one. We do actually have one pin that can go on here, and that is last week's Steamboat Willie Disney Decades pin. So I think we will, at least for this year, actually take a pin off of the card. Put that back in there very carefully so we don't lose the backings or the card or the envelope. There we go. And we'll put Steamboat Willie up here to christen our pin board. There we go. It seems like a nice piece. Don't normally get these like pin boards, especially not freestanding things. This will need to like have a table space or a shelf space. And again, only one half of it will able to be showing at any given time, unless you put it like somewhere people can walk around it or something and, you know, see both sides. But I don't know how feasible that really is for most people. But it's nice and silver, not super shiny or anything, but nice and silver. It does say Disney 100. And it will be a lovely home for any and all 100 anniversary pins. And also it gives us target, because we need, well, I mean, 10 pins will probably take up most of this real estate here. We have this whole side we can fill up with other 100th anniversary pins as the year progresses. But that's it so far. That is all of our Disney 100 purchases. We've been pretty good so far. I mean, to be fair, it's only the beginning of March, so we're only 2 months in. But I feel we've been reasonably restrained to this point. Maybe we can put them like that. Of course, I probably should have flipped that back around so that we can look at an actual pin. There we go. So yeah, that is it for this week. Just part one of nearly infinite of our Disney 100 merchandise acquisitions. Are there any pieces here that you particularly like? Let me know in the comments below. But I do hope you found it at all interesting and entertaining. If you did, give it a like, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.